Hey guys, welcome to another episode of DeLuSioNaL's Arcade. So in this episode, we're actually going to focus on Galaxian here. You know, most of my games are set for free play. You could see, you know, my Smash TV is, and then this one actually has a credit button over there on the Pac-Man. That was done beforehand. I didn't do that. But I left it. You know, I figured why fill it in, and it's convenient. I just left it as is. But this one here does not have a credit button. You actually have to open the coin door and click on a little credit button inside for, I guess, a serviceman, and then close it back up. It's kind of a pain. So luckily there's an invention. My buddy John over in at ZapCon, the last couple of years I met him. I got introduced to him by Paul. He invented this. This is called the EasyCoinUp, and the EasyCoinUp is kind of like a flat button that you can actually slip through the door. You bend it around and you just stick this quarter right over here, or you know, he also has custom ones as well. That you can do for stickers, and it has a little arrow saying, hey, point this. I'm probably not going to install the arrow, but I will install this. It's a real easy mod. It's non-destructive and it's totally reversible. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump into the video. All right, guys, so I have my makeshift soldering station over here. I'm actually going to open it up. And normally, to credit it up, you just basically hit this button here. It gives it a credit, and then there you go. I know there's a high score save kit with, I think there's a free play option on there, but I don't have it. So for now, I'm just gonna use this. It's very inexpensive. So first thing I'm gonna do actually is probably just shut it off. Let me just shut it off with the remote over here. All right. So I shut it down. Let me zoom in a little bit. So I'm going to do everything here. I actually brought my soldering station over. I just came home from work. It's a long day, and I figured I had to get this done just to get it done, because I'm going to have people over and I really don't want them opening the door and trying to explain to them not to touch the service button and to hit this little credit button instead. So I decided you could put it anywhere you want. You could really, it actually looked really cool here because there's already a circle on there. I'll actually check it out and see. No, you know what? It wouldn't work because it has this little bolt here. What I can do, I think I'm going to put it right here underneath the 25-cent logo here. So I'm going to put it right there. What you do is you stick it on. I'm not going to stick it on quite yet because I still have to solder the piece of wire to here. You kind of stick it all around, and it's going to kind of go right there. And you're going to have the wire go down right to, I don't know if you could see, actually you can see now if I do this, but there's here's a micro switch right here. So you're going to take the micro switch and you know, just solder the 2 points on here. And some of them have micro switches, and you'll have like the quick disconnects. You can actually do a solderless solution where you just strip the wire, take off the disconnect, and kind of squeeze it in there and put it back on. That way, if you ever want to take it out, you just pull it out, pull out the wire, and pull this off. And this does come off. This is actually made of 3M material. It's the same stuff that you use for those like hooks that don't damage paint. So they do come off easy if you want them to. But you know, you can put it right there, and all you have to do is press it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take any kind of wire. This is, I think this is 22 gauge wire. I use it for like arcade buttons and stuff, wiring control panels. I'm just gonna take that, solder it onto here, off camera, and then we'll go ahead, stick it on there, and then solder it onto the actual switch. All right, guys, so we're back. So I actually soldered it on. It was really easy to do. All I did was I tinned the tips over here, tinned the end of the wire, and just put it on there, boom, boom, quickly. You don't want to really put too much heat on there because this is made of plastic, so you know, the metal goes all the way in, but there's plastic over here, but it's holding really sturdy, so it's good to go. So yeah, so before I put it on, what I want to do is I want to mount it now. That way it stays in there. And just take some rubbing alcohol. This is like ShopRite brand. It's like really cheap stuff. Nothing fancy, just rubbing alcohol, paper towel, and you just want to kind of make sure the area is nice and clean. That way it sticks. You can see some of the paint and dirt is coming off. So yeah, so there it is. So I'm just going to dry it now with a paper towel. All right. So I'm just going to peel it back here. Make Actually, I'm going to take it off this side. It looks like it's easier to do. So there it is. You can see inside, this is actually the circuit board that goes all the way in there, and this little button presses it and then kind of activates both of them. So I'm going to put it right here, nice and centered. And I'm going to open it up. So since it's paper thin, you can just kind of have it right along the door, and you can see, you hear that little clicky sound, that's the actual button there. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Just make sure we're on camera here, yep. So I'm going to kind of ride the inside like that. I have the key. I'm actually going to move the key a little bit so that it's not touching it. I don't want it to short it. And that should do it right there. Cool. Okay, so now I'm going to take those two pieces and solder it. I'm actually going to shorten them a little bit. Maybe cut them right here. And then I have my this here. It's a wire stripper. This thing is awesome. If you don't have it already, they were running a really good sale on this over Black Friday. They had it for like 15 bucks. But even so, at full price, it's still worth it. I paid full price for mine. But it's awesome. It does really thick gauge wire. I'll leave a link in the description. It's definitely a tool you have to have when you're doing all these crimps here. All right. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I have some flux. I'm going to take the tips of the wires, just dip them in there. The reason I'm doing that, I'm just going to tin them really quick. And it's really easy to do with flux. You could tin it without it, but figured why not. So I have my soldering station there. Can't see it's blocked by the door, but that's another thing I love. This Hako is amazing. I think it's a 888D. I'll have a link in the description if you want to use it, but super easy to use. So I just put some solder on here, and I'm quickly just putting it on each one. Let's see if I can get some more here. Just gotta watch out for the smoke and stuff. It's not really good for you, but it smokes a little more when you have flux on there. All right, so it doesn't matter which one you kind of solder it to. You could do either one. So I'm actually gonna just take this here, heat this up, kind of just tack it on there. Can't really see here. There we go. So that's on. And then this one here. Probably want to add some solder. It's always weird when you don't have anything on your bench, you know. And let me add some more solder because it's just an awkward place to solder. Putting a glob on there. Let's see if I can get it to go. This solder's super old. There we go. Now it's melting. The solder on the actual switch is super old. Probably the original one from like 30, 40 years ago. All right, that looks good. I don't really like how the other one came out, so I'm gonna redo it. Definitely don't want it coming loose because the door opens and closes. Just put a little more on there. Come on. Just a weird angle to get to everything. Much better. Yeah, those are on really good. All right. So let me go ahead and turn my soldering iron off. All right. So now this is good. It's nice and stuck there. What I may do is put some electrical tape just to hold this down. I really don't want it touching there. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Let me go grab some. I'll be right back. I'm actually going to put some, you know what? I'm going to put some down here just in case. I don't want anything touching the door, any metal. And with this one, I can just kind of do this. That's nice and neat. And that can go right here. Excellent. That's it, guys. All done. Closes nice and easy. And now we're just going to put on the sticker. I've never, there we go. Peeled it back. And this goes right on here. So let me go ahead and center it the best I can. That looks good right there. Doesn't have to be perfect. And that's it. That looks awesome. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna power this on and we'll come right back and test it out. All right, guys, so we're back. So I'm just gonna get you a closer look here. So this is it right here. I have the, you know, the thing outside. It kind of goes through the side of the door here, stuck there, and you have the two soldered points right there. And then I have the wire running down into these two micro switches. So it's a real easy mod to do. It's pretty cool. I actually have, it's really funny, I have this machine still set. I had it set for maximum credits, so like when you press that button, it'll give you 2 credits each time. So I just gotta fix the dip switches to not do that. But let me go ahead and show you what I mean. So I'm gonna go ahead and press the button here. So you see over here, if you look amount of credits, it says 2 each time I press it. I actually set it that way on purpose, so you won't have to keep just slamming that, that thing all the time. When I had parties, I kept having to do it. But it really is cool. The reason I have a credit button and not set to free play, because when you set it to free play, it actually just stays in this screen and it burns in, and I don't want that. I want something constantly moving on it. This is the original monitor that it came with. It's not the best right now. I still have to probably recap it and adjust it, but you know, it's the original first color monitor that they ever made for, you know, the Galaxian game, so I want to keep it original. Okay, so just so you get a sense of how it sounds with it off, this is how it sounds. It's kind of like a little micro click in there. It's similar to the technology you see like in cards and Hallmark cards, like when you open it up, it plays music. It's the same exact material, but it fits in, it doesn't really mess anything up, and it looks good. So there you have it, guys. EasyCoinUp. You can see it right here. Go visit John's page, support him. He's actually in the arcade hobby as well, and he does a lot for the community. And this is one of the things he said, hey man, you know what? It'd be nice if we can actually have a little button on the outside, but we won't have to destroy arcade history. So there it is. He invented it. You have a little, I just credit it up, and you can just play. Right now I select 2 players, and it works great. So I totally recommend this product if you don't want to have to spend the money on like a high score save kit where you get free play, and it won't sit in like, you know, it'll go in attract mode. It won't sit in free play mode if you set it to free play. So it's really cool. It'll work on anything, micro switches, leaf switches, whatever you have. So it's really awesome. I totally recommend it as opposed to drilling a hole like you see over here. That was actually done, as you guys know, you know, when I first got the machine. So, and there it is. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the episode. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and also the bell icon will notify you when I post videos, including live ones. So I guess that's about it. Take care, guys.